Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of The Fragrance Specialist. Today I'll be doing my first top 10 list for you guys. It's going to be my top 10 fragrances for the winter of 2015. So, a couple of rules before we start. This is my own list. I'm the one who compiled this list by my own. And obviously all the fragrances that are going to be in this video are in my collection. Okay, so next up, let's take a closer look at the countdown for the fragrances of the winter of 2015. Alright everyone, without further ado, let's start with the list. So, coming in at number 10 from the house of Jean Paul Gaultier, none other than Le Male. This fragrance needs no introduction. We all know this legend right here. It starts with this beautiful lavender note along with some vanilla and cedarwood. The performance has been toned down because I have the reformulated version. I do have an individual review on this fragrance, so please check it out. This fragrance, I know it has been reformulated, but the performance is still good. Like, I do get anywhere from 8 to 12 hours of longevity and 2 hours of projection. So still, it gets me a full day at least. Alright, so coming in at number 9 by the house of Paco Rabanne, we have 1 Million Intense. That's right, the intense version. I do prefer the intense version. It's everything about the fragrance itself. It's wonderful. Like the notes are amplified. The projection longevity are similar to the original, and I personally think it's even better. This fragrance opens up with that beautiful bitter orange note along with that cinnamon, and in the dry down you have this wonderful leather note. I'll be reviewing this fragrance individually soon, so I really hope you guys manage to get this bottle, because I really like 1 Million Intense. It's just phenomenal scent. Okay, coming in at number 8 by the house of Paco Rabanne again, we have Black Access, the original Black Access. Now, I'm amazed that this fragrance is kind of underrated in the fragrance community. We do know about it, but nobody actually mentioned this bad boy in their list. I don't know why. Maybe because most people think it's synthetic, but I personally don't think it's that bad. Anyways, this fragrance opens up with that beautiful blueberry, strawberry, blackcurrant vibe, but actually it's just praline. And if you don't know what's praline, it's basically a nutty, chocolatey thing that they use in pastry and in desserts. And it took me a while to realize that this actually is the praline, which is producing that blueberry, blackcurrant and raspberry vibe. It's actually just a praline, okay? And towards the dry down, you have this beautiful rosewood. It's amazing. It can play tricks on you, and you think it's cedar. It's rosewood. It's Brazilian rosewood. Just absolutely wonderful. Alright, coming in at number 7 from the house of Lolita Olympica, we have Eau Masculin. Now, this fragrance opens up with this beautiful anise, star anise, and licorice. These two notes are done to perfection in my opinion, but something you have to be aware of: this fragrance can have a plasticky feel, so you have to try this before you buy it. I don't recommend anyone to blind buy this fragrance, because you can be turned off by that plasticky vibe that this fragrance gives. But once you get past that note, you can enjoy this fragrance. I'm not a fan of the vanilla in this fragrance, but as I mentioned, the star players are the anise and the licorice. Okay, longevity, I do get moderate. I've heard a lot of people get really good longevity out of this one, and this is the vintage, by the way. The way you know that it's vintage, it's actually have a built-in atomizer. Actually, the reformulated has a built-in atomizer, but this one has a full plastic covering around the atomizer. The reformulated one just has the, if you can see, just the atomizer, the built-in one, without that plastic around it. Okay, so this is number 7. Next up we have number 6 from the house of Rocha. That is Rocha's Man. What a beautiful fragrance. I've done a review on this one, so please check it out. It's opened up with that bergamot, then you get bombarded by that beautiful cappuccino note, and after that cappuccino note you get lavender and a bit of sandalwood. So the best part of this fragrance is obviously the cappuccino note. This fragrance can have a spotty longevity, but it gives me a full day. But when I mean full day, not like 24 hours. It's just like whenever I go to college and I have 4 lectures, it can cover all these 4 lectures, so I don't need to reapply or anything. And it's a really good fragrance. It's winter-based fragrance for sure. Okay, so coming in at number 5 from the house of Van Cleef & Arpels, Midnight in Paris. What a beautiful composition. You get that beautiful benzoin and smoky notes in there. Like the smoky notes are obviously from the incense. It's a beautiful composition. Honestly, you get that almonds, also you get a little bit of almonds in there, and this fragrance gives you a different take on benzoin. And this one is very similar to another one that I'm going to show you after this one right away, but this one has like near beast mode longevity and projection. Like this projects for 3 hours and becomes skin scent after 16 hours. So this will last you a full day. Even if you're like go to work, come back, you'll still detect it on your skin. Beautiful composition, and look at the bottle, guys. It's the work of art right there. Okay. Coming in at number 4 by the house of Givenchy, we have Givenchy Pie. This is the one that I'm talking about. This is very similar to Van Cleef & Arpels, but this one has the same benzoin, but you have this green quality to it. You have this like grassy, mossy feel to it, besides that benzoin. But these two are different, but they have a lot of similarities, but they're different. Okay, the one that I'm holding right now is the reformulated one. The original one has a small pie logo at the bottom, I guess. I think, I'm not quite sure. And it has lighter juice. But this one is reformulated. The only difference is the performance. But this one actually has good performance. So it's not as good as the vintage, but this one can get the job done for you. Alright? And also look at the bottle. I love that stopper. Very nice design. And also look at the back. A lot of details. So the projection longevity is still good, so don't worry about it. Okay. Coming in at number 3 by the house of Scent Story, we have 24 Gold. Now a big shout out to my fellow reviewer Greggy Boy 76, also known as Greg. After I watched his top 10 winter list a couple of years ago, I actually managed to put my hands on this bottle right here, so big thanks to him. It's just beautiful, beautiful composition. You've got at the top you get this very wearable oud note, not like the other oud notes that are very offensive. Then you will get this beautiful amber and vanilla, and you also notice that ylang ylang, which is a floral aspect. Okay, this fragrance, it's not even beast mode. This is like it's one step above beast mode. This fragrance just projects and lasts all day for me. Like you would spray this at 8 a.m. The next morning at 8 a.m. you're gonna smell it. So 24 hours. As the name implies, 24. You get 24 hours of longevity and around 4 hours of decent projection. Okay. But one thing you have to know about this scent, it's very unisex fragrance. Like when I smelled it, I thought this was for women, but obviously after some research, this fragrance turned out to be a unisex fragrance. But this is, I think it's marketed for men. Alright, coming in number 2 by the house of Yves Saint Laurent, we have the legend La Nuit Blanche. What a fragrance. You got this beautiful cardamom and caraway note in there, and also the vanilla plays a big role in this fragrance. I think this one is reformulated, again a lot of reformulations. And a tip for you guys, any fragrances that have a batch of anything beyond 2013, for some fragrances, you know that it's the reformulation, because 2013 was the year of reformulations. After that, European Association of the Fragrances and Flavors, something like that, decided to remove some ingredients from perfumery. That's why there are a lot of reformulations, and the performances of some fragrances have been toned down. That's the reason. Anyways, this fragrance projects and lasts, and it's a compliment getter for sure. And it can be quite feminine, because it has this makeup note in there. It smells like makeup, but there's no iris, don't get me wrong. It's not like Dior or Dior Intense. It has a feminine touch to it. But this is marketed for men, and men can pull it off easily. Don't worry about this. And us as their fragrance reviewers, we love this one. That's why it's in my number 2 position. Okay. Coming in at number 1, and this one is a winner for most fragrance collectors in general. When it comes to winter, we know that this is the king right here. From the house of Thierry Mugler, the original Angelman. This one is the king of beast modes. This is the originator. This one that started it all back in the 90s. This is the ultimate gourmand. Any kind of desserts you're looking for, you're gonna find it right here. Chocolate, caramel, I don't know, coffee, milk, anything that is associated with sweetness, you're gonna find it right here. This fragrance, like, just when you wear it, it can be a little bit strong from that tar note at the beginning, but once you get past that tar note, you're gonna be like blown away by the gourmand side of this fragrance. That coffee, caramel, chocolate vibe that it gives you just a beautiful feeling, honestly. And towards the dry down, you're gonna be bombarded by that patchouli. And now the patchouli in this fragrance is over the top, honestly. But I think the patchouli is the one that makes this fragrance last. All right, and this is if you literally spray this on your clothes, it's gonna last for a week on your clothes, and even longer. So my advice to you, if you want to change your cologne, like every day you want to wear a different cologne during the winter, spray it on your skin. Don't spray it on your clothes, please. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you find this list very handy. And that's my take on the winter fragrances for 2015. And thanks for watching.